It's sad how many of us vets don't trust the VA, which is a system that was built to help us. Due to underfunding and understaffing a lot of VAs, it's a nightmare. They recruit staff from local hospitals who don't know and or don't care about veterans. You got some staff that'll write lies in your medical notes and twist events because you got on their bad side. I'm looking at you, Lewis A. Johnson VA Medical Center in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Now, I didn't catch everything that was happening during my most recent inpatient stay, but there was a computer paper printed poster on the nurse's station door that said something along the lines of 17 laps around the hallways equals 1 mile. I thought it was some sort of neat whole health thing for the nurses, so I asked one. She explained to me while laughing that it was something a previous patient had repeatedly said, so they just printed it out and slapped it on the wall. They didn't know if it was accurate or not. Then there was an old man who had just ripped the loudest. These nurses, they knew he just dropped a deuce. You smell that mildewy smell? Talking to another nurse. Yeah, they explained to me that sometimes the birds get up in the vents, and because of the heat from outside and the birds in the vents, that's what causes the mildewy smell. Just so they didn't have to clean this old man up. And then they were rationing the food like we were in a famine. But once they found out I was running for governor, one of the nurses got up and started handing out the food like it was about to expire. The second nurse leans over to a third nurse and says, "Hey, what's going on? Is somebody asking questions?" They know what they're doing. Looking at you again, Lewis A. Johnson. And then if you got the ridiculous hold time, or being transferred countless times in one phone call, or being hung up on after being transferred countless times in one phone call, or being hung up on after being on hold forever. But despite all of those crappy experiences, it does not define the last 7 years of me being in the VA system. The VA has saved my life more times than I care to admit. It's given me hope when I thought there wasn't any left. The VA helped me rebuild my life from rock bottom. Some of the folks working at the VA are like angels, I swear. They restored my hope and my faith in humanity. So for every bad experience I've had with the VA, I've had at least a dozen good ones. So to all of my veteran brothers and sisters out there, I encourage you to utilize the VA services. I imagine I've had an average VA experience, but I'm a straight white man. It would be naive to think that marginalized communities don't also face hardships within the VA system.